Everyone, I'm Joanna from the Better Meat Co. We have a new and pragmatic way of thinking about food sustainability, and I want to start with a little scenario to set the scene. So let's say that a corporate cafeteria in a typical suburban office park is serving pork sausages to its employees. The director of dining there is conscientious, very aware of food sustainability issues, and decides to offer vegan sausages right next to the pork sausages to see what happens. Lunchtime comes, employees start filing in and take stock of the options that they have available. Now, here's my question for all of you. What percentage of people who would have eaten the pork sausages do you think would consciously decide to switch to the vegan sausages? What do you think? 3%? Yeah, it's probably around 5%. I mean, 5% would be a massive victory. Plant-based meat is a tiny fraction of the overall meat market. So if plant-based protein were to replace pork by even 5% in such a cafeteria, it would be a massive advancement. But what if I told you that we could replace up to a third of that pork in that sausage with plant-based protein? And what if you could do that without asking employees to actually consciously make a different choice? Don't get me wrong, plant-based meat is really important in the world today. It's really important for food sustainability issues. But if we were to blend plant-based protein into the meat, we'd be able to reduce meat demand by a much greater degree. And that is what we do at the Better Meat Co. At the Better Meat Co, we make next-generation plant-based proteins that food service providers and meat processors can seamlessly blend directly into their ground meat. Right now, we're blending our plant proteins into meat at about a 1/3 ratio, so that translates into about a 30% reduction in meat demand. So why would our customers want to work with us? Well, first of all, our product actually enhances the taste of meat, and it enhances the texture. It's lower in cholesterol, lower calories, lower saturated fat. It helps our customers achieve their sustainability initiatives, and it does all of these in a cost-competitive way. Now, let's take a look at one of our early products. So here you see two different sausage patties. One of them is blended and one of them isn't. So if you guys take a look, I don't know if the picture's the highest quality, but can you tell which one is blended?
The one on
What do you think?
right.
You think it's the one on the right? Okay. The big reveal. It's actually the one on the left. So the the one on the left has, it's basically 1/3 to 2/3 ratio. So 1/3 plant-based protein, 2/3 meat. The one on the right is
Takes a sample.
Yeah, we wanted to bring yeah, it's logistically, but we'll get there at some point. So plant-based meat and clean meat, if you guys are familiar with clean meat, basically growing meat outside of an animal, have made tremendous strides over the past decade. So given their trajectory, why would we want to blend now? Well, first of all, wait, is it? It's, yeah.
Why do you point it at? Down below.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So meat consumption is on the rise both in the US and across the world. Plant-based meat in comparison is essentially a rounding error of total meat sold. And keep in mind, so this is processed meat. Processed meat is probably about 25% of the total meat market. So, you know, it's great that we're seeing such progress with plant-based meat, but in terms of actual results, I mean, it's really barely even making a dent. And it's not cost competitive yet either. So I don't know if you guys have tried the Beyond Burger, but like they're doing great things, but it's very, very expensive. And if you also think about what's going on with clean meat, it's gonna take probably a decade for it to be actually viable and cost competitive. So here's the reality. We are running out of time. We need multiple methods of tackling the problems of animal agriculture in order to solve the problems that we're facing. And blending is one of them. Plant-based meat, clean meat will continue to evolve in the years to come, but in the meantime, in the immediate term, we can make an impact by making meat better. And by better, we mean more plant, less animal. So at this point, I know exactly what some of you are thinking. You are thinking this just sounds like a glorified filler. And it's not, and here's why. Fillers are carbohydrate-based ingredients that add bulk but not nutrition, so think breadcrumbs. They're also extenders, which are single ingredient proteins, so maybe a soy concentrate, that you could blend up to about a 5% level before the consumer will notice the difference. In contrast, our plant-based proteins can be blended up to 30% right now, and they actually enhance the taste of the product while also improving nutrition and maintaining a similar amount of protein. So we're not removing protein, we're actually maintaining the same amount of protein. So, at this point, we've raised about 1.3 million in our pre-seed round, and really right now we're looking for customers. So we've got a bunch of irons in the fire with large food service providers, large meat processors, local restaurants. But if you guys have any connections or anything, we're definitely open to that. On our team, we have Paul Shapiro, who actually wrote a book on clean meat, and he has extensive experience in nonprofit management. Adam is our food scientist, background in the food industry and a specific expertise in plant-based proteins. And then my background is business, finance, management, consulting. And so we're really fortunate to have a team that we all have very, very different skill sets. So, in sum, it's revolutionary to see plant-based burgers such as Beyond Meat in the actual meat section of the supermarket. At the Better Meat Co., we're aiming to take this to the next level by putting plant-based protein directly into the meat itself. Thanks.
Great.
Done.
Good job.